Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of the Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to check out today's video. And guys, today we are going to have an extensive seminar on fishing the megabass Magdraft swimbait, which is arguably the most popular swimbait in the country today. And we've done a lot of different tips and advice on the Magdraft on all three of my stations. But I want to really dig in today a little bit because I want to talk specifically about the three popular sizes that I use, which is the 5, 6, and 8-inch model. And I want to go over each situation with each lure to explain to you when they work the best. Because right now, at the time of filming this video, it's the last week of April. This is the best time of year to fish a Magdraft. So if you've never tried this before, guys, this is something you definitely want to try, add to your arsenal. And also, guys, I'll link my megabass Magdraft link in my tackle warehouse description of this video if you guys would like to order some after we get done with the video. I don't think you'll be disappointed by doing so. Also, guys, before we get started, just a quick invitation. Anyone interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, you can do that by going to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler. Just shoot me a private message and I'll get you all the details for that, so I really appreciate it. Okay, guys, megabass Magdraft, man, these things are, if you've never caught a fish on a Magdraft, you're missing out because they are so fun when they bite it. It's one of the most exciting strikes that you'll get on a swimbait, just the way they hit it, the aggressiveness with it. And what I want to do is I want to go over the 5, 6, and 8-inch model, sort of talk a little bit about how I like to fish it, conditions, and that type of deal. Okay, the first one, guys, this is the new one. This is the little small one, the 5-inch megabass Magdraft here. And all these come in a variety of colors. They all work, just depends on your water clarity and sky conditions. But here's the difference between the 6-inch is the most popular model, but here's the 5-inch to show you a size comparison. Now, the times that you want to use the 5-inch model, there's a couple different scenarios that it works good. Number one, it's going to work better in tougher fishing conditions. So if you have a lake that has a lot of fishing pressure on it, or say you got some really clear water, or you got tough fishing conditions where it's bright, or the wind's not blowing much, you're gonna do a lot better on this small finesse size. It's not that big of a commitment to a fish compared to like the 8-inch size here, which is a major commitment. So the little 5-inch model is going to get you a lot of different sizes of fish. You can catch a 1-pound bass on it or a 10-pound bass on it. Even though it's a 5-inch, a smaller model, it's still a pretty large lure overall compared to different type of lures. So that is the main consideration that I use with it. I'm going to go over the conditions and we'll talk a little bit about how to fish it and the equipment here in a second. But one of the things that I like to do with the 5-inch model, two different ways I like to fish it. I either like to fish it right on the bank, throwing it to the bank and fishing it around shallow cover about that far under the water, where I can see the bait the whole time. Throwing it next to a boat dock, throwing it next to a bush in the water, a lay down tree, next to some grass, just anything that's in the water visually. And also you're gonna do the best on the Magdraft if you have water visibilities over 3 feet. Now you can catch them on a little bit more off-colored water, but not near as good. The ideal water clarity for a Magdraft, any Magdraft, is that visibility between about 3 to 6 feet is perfect for it. So that's one way, just underneath the surface in shallow water. Now the other way that you can catch them on this thing is slow rolling it. Now a lot of this is going to be the same on all three models, but the little 5-inch size, it's really good. It's like if you're thrown out on a secondary point or something, maybe you think the fish are a little bit deeper, say they're down, closer to the bottom, you can just count it down on those points or wherever you're fishing it. It'll fall about probably 1 foot every 3 seconds or something like that. So count it down and then just start slow reeling it in like that, so you can, fish it close to the bottom or in the mid-depth range, really versatile with that. Now the 6-inch model, a little bit different with this. This also is very similar to the 5-inch model in the fact that you can fish it around shallow targets and slow roll it just like what we're talking about. But the thing about the 6-inch model is you have to have more of the right set of conditions for it to bite it. While the 5-inch model will produce under a wide range of conditions, tough fishing conditions, the 6-inch model, you need a little bit more of the right situation to fish it. Now, in my opinion, the number one thing that you need for the 6-inch model is you need to have some type of wind. windy conditions are going to be a lot better with this thing for sure. It doesn't really matter what the sky conditions are. It can be sunny, it can be cloudy, whatever, but you really need to have that wind because it's a larger bait. The wind helps break up that surface, makes it where the visibility is not quite so good. And that's been the main thing for me is I like to have like a 10 to 20 mile an hour wind for it, perfect conditions. And therefore, for the 6-inch model, one of my favorite things to do with it is to fish windy banks, wind blowing banks where that wind's coming straight in on it. I usually like to parallel the banks with the 6-inch model, and some of the best success I've had on it is getting on bank angles that have like at least a 45 degree slope to it, or a bluff bank, and get parallel on those steeper banks. It even can be a riprap bank, like a bridge riprap. Make long casts parallel down through there and just fish the bait as deep as you think the fish are. You know, if you think the fish are shallow, keep it up top like I talked about, or you can slow roll it, you know, down a little bit deeper. But the wind is going to be the main thing on that. Now for the big mama, for the 8-inch model, they also make a 10-inch, but that thing is like, you know, a real specialty thing for just like giant fish. But the 8-inch model is going to catch you fish about any time the 6-inch model will, except it's going to produce a lot bigger fish. Now the conditions for the 8-inch model versus the 6-inch model, it's even more specific. You have got to have, in my opinion, from the success I've had it, you got to have wind, number one, you got to have low light conditions, and you got to have some clean water. So you need water visibility for the 8-inch model. I prefer at least 4 foot clarity, 3.5 to 4 foot clarity. Windy day, 15, 20, 25 mile an hour winds, because this thing's heavy. You can it weighs several ounces, so you can cast it good in the wind. And you need to have low light conditions in terms of heavy overcast or rain. Ideal situation for the 8-inch model would be a rainy day, windy day with clear water. That's when they're going to bite it the best. And also the 8-inch model, it's sort of like a better pre-spawn bait. So I like the 8-inch model when that water temperature is under 60 degrees, sort of when it's between 50 to 60 degrees. That's when they really prefer the bigger model. Now you might be able to catch a few slow rolling it like in the summertime on ledges, but with the big 8-inch model, I'm fishing those pre-spawn staging areas. So again, this is channel swings, this is secondary and main lake points, steep banks, over the top of submerged timber, over the top of deeper grass beds, any type of area where those fish are staging to get ready to spawn. So that's sort of the gist of it a little bit. Now, as far as equipment goes, let's talk about the setup, because you really need to have the right setup on it. For both the 5 and the 6-inch model, I use that megabass perfect pitch rod. I'll also link that in my video description here too. It's a 7 foot 2 inch medium heavy rod. Even the little 5-inch model casts really good on it. This thing's pretty weighty, but that 7.2 with that medium heavy tip on it works really good. On the 5-inch model, I use 12-pound test Seaguar and Vizex line, 15-pound test Seaguar and Vizex on the 6-inch model. Although you could probably use 15 on both of them. If you're slow rolling it, like you're trying to get this little 5-inch model down 8 to 10 foot, put it on 10 to 12-pound line. And I usually use 15 all the time on the 6-inch model, unless I'm fishing it super, super shallow, like that deep or on cover, then I may use like 15 or 20. Now for the 8-inch model, this is a little bit different, guys. You got to throw this on the flipping stick. I throw it on my Megabass Alkalies flipping stick. I'll link it in the description again. 25-pound test Seaguar and Vizex line. And that flipping stick is necessary, because if you try to, this thing probably weighs 3 ounces. So if you try to throw that on a 7.2 medium action, it's going to overwhelm that rod. So the flipping stick is a perfect setup with it. Now, as far as retrieving the baits, all 3 of these baits are the same way in terms of how you retrieve it. The key to catching them on the Magdraft is you want to fish it just slow enough to keep that tail wobbling. If you reel a Magdraft too fast, it's going to roll off to its side. So there's sort of a sweet spot on the speed there, and that sweet spot is keeping the bait where it's level and that tail barely moving. And on both of them, you'll notice the head moves a little bit too. So that's my favorite way to fish it as far as that. And then also when you're retrieving it, throw it out there and point your rod tip straight at the bait. Don't put your rod to one side. Point the tip of the rod straight at the lure reel it like that, and probably about every 8 or 10 turns, give it like a little half turn like that. So you'll be swimming along like this, nice and slow, and that half turn speeds it up just a little bit. And sometimes when you do that half turn, it sort of rolls on its side for just a split second, and then it straightens out, and that's when they nail it. But anyway, guys, this is a super fun bait to fish. I mean, there's so many people that fish this thing. Almost everybody that I talk to or draw in tournaments is familiar with the Magdraft. It's, like I said, arguably the #1 swim bait in the world. Catches them coast to coast. Catches largemouth, smallmouth, spotted bass. Just an awesome bait. So again, guys, I'll link it in the video description. Pick up a few through my Tackle Warehouse link. It's a good way to help the channel out and get you some good deals on baits, and hope it helps you guys catch them. And also, guys, if anybody, if you get some of these swim baits here or megabass, the Magdrafts, and you have any questions on it, feel free, just shoot me a private message on my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have on it. So hope it helps you guys catch some. We'll talk later.